Guess I'm recording.
Are you?
I guess so.
Oh boy!
This is the first ever time we've done this, and it's going to be so awkward and dumb because we don't know what we're doing. We're just here to talk about cards. Hey, do you want to talk about cards, Jason?
Not really.
Okay, neither do I.
But
let's
bad.
But let's talk about them anyway.
All right. There's a lot of new shit coming out, so we're going to talk about it in Shining Victories.
Emphasis on shit.
This is unbiased.
I'm sorry.
Still shit. Okay. Let's go ahead and go in order of what's released and what isn't. Starting with Rector Pendulum, the Draco Overlord.
Stands for rectal.
He is a level 4 Dark Dragon type Pendulum effect monster with 1950 attack, 0 defense, a scale of 5. His pendulum effect is the effect of face-up pendulum monsters your opponent controls are negated, and its monster's effect is at the start of the damage step, if this card battles with a pendulum monster, destroy that monster and this card. Alright, so
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
it is. It's a dual monsters card.
It's not too bad.
It's basically just a skill drain for freaking pendulum monsters, or whatever that one card is. I forget the name of.
Which card?
It's like one that when it attacks, destroy both, or banishes.
But if it battles with a pendulum monster, it just instantly dies.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
Just do that.
It looks dumb. Look how dumb it looks.
It does look pretty dumb. But in terms of Draco Slayers, I believe, God, it really does look dumb. It's just me. That's just me. I think it's a decent card for them. Unfortunately, I think it's a kind of dumb card against Pendulum decks, but they're trying to do what they can to have Pendulums themselves counter other Pendulum decks. I noticed that just recently.
Anti-meta.
Anti-meta. Lots of anti-meta. Overall, it's a good card. I think it'll see play in them. I don't think it'll... Maybe 2 copies? I don't think it's...
I'm pretty sure this will probably replace the other Draco Overlord, to be honest, in that deck, because the other one is just a normal monster with, I think, 1850, and its effect is negate the effects of all face-up pendulum zones that your opponent controls. This is probably way better.
Oh, I didn't even notice it's monsters that... Okay. Oh, that's everything. Ooh, that's a good card. Never mind. Alright, we'll move on. Next is Perfomapal Odd Eyes Light Phoenix. Level 5, Light Wing Beast type Pendulum effect monster with 2000 attack, 1000 defense, a scale of 3, and a pendulum effect that says if you have another card in your pendulum zone, or in your other pendulum zone, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can destroy the card in your other zone, and if you do, special summon this card. And its monster effect is during either player's turn, you contribute this card, target one Perfomapal monster you control, it gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn.
Damn.
Overall, this one's not... It's not great. The other one, what was the other one? Unicorn?
Yeah.
I think is a little better. Since they're both new. This one's... It's okay, I just don't think its pendulum effect's that great, in my own opinion.
It blows.
It's got a decent monster effect if you want to buff up your Silver Claws or something, but I mean, other than that,
for Perfomapals, really you're just going to be using the monster effect anyway. The only reason you'd set this is if you needed something to destroy for Pendulum Wizard. Otherwise, nah. The 1000 attack boost is pretty nice. It could replace some other cards in pure Perfomapals, though. Like
pure
Cheermole.
Perfomapals.
I don't know, raise his hand.
Alright, next is everybody's favorite, the I can't say these, Amorphactor Psycho. Amorphactor Psycho, the Vanitas Draco Lord. Draco Overlord, level 8 Earth-type Dragon Ritual Effect Monster. 2950 and 2500 for defense. You can ritual summon this card with that card. This card is ritual summoned. Your opponent skips their next main phase 1. The effects of all face-up fusion, synchro, and Xyz monsters are negated. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Draco Ruler monster from your deck to your hand, except this card. Oh, this card. it's hard to talk about this card without being biased towards fucking hating these things. But that's just me.
Hey, did you want Unicorn that was better? Here you go.
I know a lot of people are pretty stoked for these things, but to be all honest, these things are so dumb.
No.
It's a good card for them. I mean, you can't really base it entirely off it itself alone without its ritual card, which is further down, and we'll get to that in a little bit. A card that can skip an opponent's main phase 1 is a very strong card. It is a very strong card. And the fact that it negates all fusion, synchro, and exceeds monsters as well. The good news is that it doesn't specify anything specific. It literally negates everything. So regardless what field it's on, it's negated. If you want to be one of those faggot people that run exceeds monsters and synchro monsters and fusion monsters in their amorph whatever decks, even though you're being bad, whatever works.
That's not on the script.
It's not in the script, but I hate people. What do you think of this card?
What I think? Oh, it's dumb. But, well, since we hadn't talked about the ritual spell, I don't think this is going to be that much of a problem, hoping. I mean, once we get to the ritual spell, I will explain why, but this card is dumb, but I don't expect it to be run that much. Just because of how weird its ritual spell is.
I think in pure ones, it'll probably be a boss monster that comes out every once in a while and screws you over.
Who runs pure anything anymore?
This is a point. This is a good point.
It's too pure for this world.
And before people start hating on our biased opinions, because I did say we weren't going to be too biased, but that apparently took no time at all to happen.
Do you expect this to not be biased? Yeah.
We don't like cards that don't let other players play the game. It's just
I expect to have a muscle card by the age of 12.
Okay, next up, we got Hbuyou Sakura. In other words, it was translated to Drifting Spirit of the Winter Blossoms. It's a level 3 Dark Zombie Tuner effect monster with 0 attack, 18k defense. The effect of this card can only be used once per turn. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls more monsters than you can discard this card, reveal 1 card from your extra deck, then check your opponent's extra deck, and if there's cards with the same name, banish all cards with that name in the opponent's extra deck. Hand traps. Love them. Love hand traps. This is, in my opinion, this is actually a very, very strong card, and I do expect it to see some play. What?
I'm expecting it to just people throw it in there just to get rid of staple monsters that are in the extra deck, like Sky Blaster, if that's still a thing, or Shark Arc, and you know.
Because people can see it coming a mile away, and they're, especially if they have 1 monster and you've got 2 level 4s, and they try to call it. They'll probably hit it. Most people carry those staple monsters in their extra deck, especially in decks that can achieve rank 4 very easily. Archie?
I think it's probably going to be side decked.
Side deck's a decent thing. Yeah.
Like, if it gets side decked, it's probably going to be in tournaments, and it's going to be whenever you side deck it. You could even side deck, like, you're fighting someone like, what's a tournament deck? Burning Abysses, and you throw a Dante in your side deck. And then you lose the first match, and then you throw this out, and then you get rid of all the Dantes. There you go, you've won! How do you fight all your monsters just going from your extra deck to your banish zone? You don't!
You don't. Not a lot of decks can get out of that. Okay, Archie, you read the next one.
Oh, wow, man, I have to do things? Fuck, yep. I was so easy just jerking off here. Amorphous Persona, field spell card for Amprophages. Number 1, all Amorphage monsters on the field. Monsters on the field. That was worded wrong. Gain 300 attack and defense, so it's a Draco Ruler Slayer field spell generic effect. As long as this card remains face up in the field zone, each time a Amorphage monster you control is tribute, you can draw a card. This effect can be applied twice a turn. 3, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Tribute pendulum monsters in your hand or on your field whose levels equal 8, then ritual summon Amorphage Factor, Psycho, the Painnius, Draco Overlord. Holy fuck, this card can be dumb.
This card,
But-
I think, is strong for them in terms of the tribute effect. Because
It gives them really good draw power.
because all of them tribute each other to stay on the field, and that, I think, counts, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would count towards a humongous hand advantage. The first effect, the 300, that's pretty... I mean, it's okay. It's not great. It's not like it isn't gonna win them games. And the last effect... this makes this the ritual card, and it's a field spell. And it also helps the... how do you want to say it? The Draco Slayers themselves not abuse the crap out of that ritual monster, because there's not a lot of ways to get rid of it.
Yeah, there's not. Like, this is why I think that the ritual monster isn't that strong, because it's a field spell card that ritual summons it and not a ritual card. Because there's a lot of ritual support, but there's only like a couple things for field spells like terraforming, and this is when it's in the grave even. Can't just put it on the field, summon it.
So you're gonna have to rely on staples, and if your opponent's dumb enough to blow it up. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather just let them have the draw than the ritual monster. If it was just me, I wouldn't even fight them anyway. I'd leave. But overall, it's a good card, especially for tributing and drawing, because their entire engine is based on tributing at the end phases.
Standby.
Standby?
I believe.
Standby phase, so that's free cards. And you can only... the only thing is it can only be used twice per turn, so that's only 2 extra cards per turn, which is still a lot. It's enough to have hand advantage over your opponent's deck.
It's basically, if you have a full field, you can have, when your draw phase comes around, 3 cards instead of 1. Otherwise, you know.
Okay.
Moving on to the next one.
Yep.
Amorphage Norris, level 6, Earth Dragon Pendulum Effect Monster. Attack 2250, Defense 0, Scale 3. Pendulum Effect. The controller must tribute 1 monster during each of their standby phases, otherwise destroy it. You know, generic. If you control an Amorphage monster, neither player can add direct cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. Monster Effect. Neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except Amorphage monsters. So, first effect is basically, or the Pendulum Effect is basically just Mistake, I think the card is, that doesn't let you add for the rest of the turn.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's a card that's called Mistake, if I remember correctly, that's for the rest of the turn, neither player can add cards from their hand except by drawing them. So it's pretty generic anti-meta staple destruction, preventing people from adding. Everything adds nowadays. There's no draw power.
I think it looks dumb. It's half a dragon, half what appears to be a bear.
Bears.
A bear dragon. No, fucking, it's an okay card. I don't think it's gonna see as much play as some of the other ones. But it's a decent card. It's got decent attack. It's a scale 3. I think most of them are scale 3, except the higher ones are the ones that are lower. Am I mistaken?
I think it's just random.
No,
Just depends.
Alright. Overall, it's an okay monster. It looks cool. It looks cool just because it makes me laugh.
It's a bear dragon.
It's half a bear, half a dragon. I have no interest in these things whatsoever, but most of their arts look pretty good. Okay, let's move on. I'll do it. True Draco Awakening. Normal spell card. If there's a face-up Draco Overlord monster and a non-pendulum Draco Slayer monster on the field, shuffle as many cards on the field into the deck as possible. Then you can special summon 1 Draco Slayer or Draco Overlord monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. That's a pretty dumb card. That's pretty dumb. Not gonna lie. That's actually fairly ridiculous. That's a free field wipe.
In Draco Overlord and Slayers, it's pretty good.
For a field wipe? Yeah. And it does swipe the whole field, if I'm reading right.
It does.
Yeah.
That's broken. That's
See,
pretty broken for them.
The scary thing about this card is I'm pretty sure this one can summon the Ritual Draco Overlord.
What do you mean?
Because it says special summon one Draco Slayer or Draco Overlord, ignoring its summoning conditions from your deck.
Ignoring its summoning, interesting.
So I'm pretty sure it can summon the Ritual monster, and since it doesn't say extra deck, you can't summon any of the Draco Slayer extra deck monsters.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to skip your next main phase because it wasn't properly ritual summoned.
Yeah,
It's
that
true.
wouldn't count.
It's true, but that's a pretty big monster to throw on the field for nothing.
That's
And not
true.
even a once per turn effect. This thing can be activated as many times as you want.
It's pretty broke. It looks fucking dope as shit.
It also makes me kind of weirded out because I didn't realize Luster Pendulum had a face. Like in none of his cards, he had a face. He just had this dragon mask on, and now it's just a face.
Good job.
What was I supposed to expect? He's supposed to be a dragon, and then he's just a man with dragon wings. That's not a dragon. That's a dragon man. Man dragon.
Alright,
Mandarin.
we're moving on. Alright, Regretful Cards. A continuous spell card. The hand size limit of each player becomes 3.
No.
Cool. Cool. I don't expect to see this in any play, like any big tournament decks or anything, but if you're running around Dev Pro or DN and your opponent's just playing some kind of random ass deck that just makes you want to kill yourself.
Infernities could make use of it.
Yeah. Infernities could make use of that. But Infernities are dead right now.
Well, yeah, but
They're
still.
pretty butchered. I don't like cards like this, but that's just me.
That's what I have to say about it.
Silent Wobby.
Read its very last effect.
Silent Wobby. During your main phase, you special this card from your hand. Your opponent's side is supposed to draw 1 card, and if you do, gains 1,000. You can only use the effect once per turn. The hand size limit of this card's controller becomes 3.
No one
Cool.
uses this. Why would anyone use that?
I don't know.
You're playing some dumb, generic, like weird, like hand control deck. Stop. It doesn't work.
Alright, Jelson, you can read the next ones.
Alright.
Dice Clops.
Yeah. Dice Clops. A level 4 fire machine type effect monster. Attack 1800, defense 200. Once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die, then apply the appropriate effect. 1. Look at your opponent's hand, discard 1 card from there. 2 through 5, you discard 1 card, not you can. 6. Discard your entire hand. Personally, that doesn't even seem kind of worth it. Like at all.
I'm not entirely sure what this thing was built for.
It's
what?
It's fire and it's 200 defense, so it may be something with rekindling, but you're basically just summoning a shitty monster for a 1 in 6 chance to get a trap dust shoot effect.
Unless you're running a deck that requires discarding cards, this card's not too great.
Most fire decks don't require that. Well, there's one. Volcanics. No. Do they require discarding or just going to the grave?
Just being sent to the grave by a volcanic or
Doesn't mean
the
that-
Blaze Accelerator.
That wouldn't be counted as a cost, right?
No, it's an effect that discards it.
Yeah, so... I mean, you know, if Dark Worlds ever came back, you know, you could run those and you
Yeah,
can run
but
this
you
and
don't-
those.
You don't want to run fire machines in Dark Worlds.
No,
you
it's
just want
just-
Dark Fiends.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
Raid Raptor, Painnius. Level 1 Darkwing Beast type effect monster, attack 100, defense 100. You can only use the effect of Raid Raptor Painnius once per turn. It cannot be used as an Xyz material except for the Xyz summon of a Winged Beast type monster. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Raid Raptor monster you control that has a level. You take damage equal to whichever is lower that monster's attack or defense, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. If special summoned this way, this card's level becomes the same as the target's level. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. Like, that's not too bad. I mean, it's basically just another level 4 that you can you know.
It's a 3 or a 4. If for god ever reason you were on the level 3 variant, which makes absolutely no sense. But
everyone forgets about the level 6.
Oh boy, one level 6. It's a good card, to be honest, because Raid Raptors have some trouble in terms of like, they have plenty of ways to get level 4s out, but they just don't have a lot of, like, ways outside of Fuzzy and Vanishing to do it all at one time, and this is a decent card for them to... I mean, Singing is the other level 4 that special,
yeah,
but it requires an Xyz monster, so this is a decent card. And most Raid Raptors don't have a lot of attack or defense.
but it looks great.
It looks pretty stupid, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a pretty fat bird.
It's pretty stupid looking, but you know, it's good for them, and it's mostly good for them because they have another monster that was announced as well that works really good with this one, and we'll get to that one. But other than that, it's decent for Raid Raptors. I mean, the only thing that I think Raid Raptors really need is another rank 4 that's decent to go into that isn't 4 Strix, because no one goes Rise Falcon, and 4 Strix just has to stop. Need something else, something good. But they have plenty of rank up, so it's never gonna happen. Alright, next on the list.
Angel Trumpeter, level 4 Earth Plant type tuner normal monster, attack 1900, defense 1600. Do I really have to read this?
No, you do not.
Irrelevant, you move on.
It's a normal plant tuner at level 4.
Irrelevant, move on.
Okay, cool. It could be useful somewhere, but... Okay. Alright. We'll move on. There's still a bunch more. There's a lot of leaks. Do we have them all? All the leaks?
The page I'm on does not have any more past that.
Oh, you have to go to the part 2.
God, you suck.
Okay, I'll read. It's
Wait.
everyone's favorite.
I must find it. Where is it?
Scroll down.
Oh, here it is. Why is it all the way down there?
It's everybody's favorite. Deskbot 9. The Earth Machine Effect monster, level 9, 500/500 for both. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can activate this effect. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack of all Deskbot monsters you currently control, except Deskbot 9, until the end of your opponent's turn. You cannot attack with other monsters during the turn you activate this effect. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponents cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If this card be destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can destroy one Deskbot card you control instead. That is a monster.
I thought I signed that Konami the petition to stop making despots. Why do they keep making despots?
Because they're not done with the levels yet, apparently.
This is the last one.
Yeah, this has to be the last one. This is a boss monster if I ever saw one. Considering that despots on their own can reach an unimaginable group of levels, and this thing can just suck up the attack points of all of them.
And it can't. And when it attacks, it can't be affected by anything.
No. And
It's
the
a
worst part
despot.
is,
I don't care.
it is extremely protected by its third effect, which is to blow up a different despot in order to save this one. If you somehow don't win, I mean, I am no fan of despots. I do not like them. They are the most OTK thing I've seen since Battery Men. Like, going up against Battery Men and losing, you just feel sad. And going up against despots is just like, you just feel sad. But it's a good card for them. I think it's just a little too good. But that's just me. Alright, we'll move on. Alright, Archman, you can do the next two.
Oh, cool. Shit. Okay, Perfomapal Landlord, Hermit Crab, Water, Aqua, Pendulum Effect, Scale 2, Level 5, Attack 500, Defense 2500. Pendulum Effect, once per turn, when a Perfomapal monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can target one Perfomapal card or odd-eyes card in your Pendulum Zone, special summon that target. Monster Effect, once per turn, you can target one Pendulum monster you control, it gains 300 attack for each Perfomapal monsters you control until the end of this turn. Pendulum Effect, it's okay. I guess if you want to summon, if you really liked Fire Mufflio's Pendulum Effect, yeah, that one, it's okay. Monster Effect, it's just a part Naga, but that doesn't restrict attack on monsters, and it can target any Pendulum monster like Odd Eyes. Pretty good. Decent. Maybe. Have to see.
It's okay. It looks... at least it looks okay. Most Perfomapal monsters come out looking a little dumb.
It's wearing a big dumb hat. It has a mustache.
It's not wearing a hat. It's wearing a shell.
It's wearing a house.
It's a house.
That's why it's called the Landlord. It's a Landlord hermit crab.
But it looks like it's made out of hat material.
It doesn't matter. It's still dumb.
Alright, move on.
The next one's dumber, though.
Perfomapal Firefly. It's ironically better. Light,
is.
Insect, Pendulum Effect. Scale 5, Level 4, 1200 attack, 1600 defense. Pendulum Effect, once per turn, when your opponent monster declares an attack, you contribute one Perfomapal monster, negate the attack, and do in the battle phase. Monster Effect. If the Perfomapal or Odd Eyes monster you control's attack, your opponent can activate spell and trap card until the end of the damage. Holy fuck, where was this when Perfomapal first came out? Where was it? This thing is amazing.
Its monster effect is amazing.
Its monster effect is amazing. Its pendulum effect, pretty good. Scale, crap. But its effect, good. Like, the ability to have a battle fader on command, pretty nice when you're still setting your field up. And its monster effect that lets Silverclaw at 5,000 attack not be responded to, great.
It is something they needed, was some extra protection.
The fact that they keep putting Odd Eyes monsters on Perfomapals means you might be able to throw them in again. Anyway.
Eventually, one day, something they should have done in the beginning. It also looks pretty stupid, I'm not gonna lie.
It has a big light bulb ass.
It's a Firefly, what do you want from it?
To have a standard Firefly ass, not a big dumb light bulb.
Did you see the Landlord crab? There's a house on it.
Perfomapals have never looked great.
Other than Silverclaw.
There's like 3 good ones. Okay. Move on.
Alright. Raid Raptor, Avenge Vulture.
Hang on. I never said you could start.
I'm starting because
Alright.
I play this. Raid Raptor, Avenge Vulture. Darkwing Beast. Level 4, 1700 attack, 100 defense. If you take damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Raid Raptor monsters.
This card is very good.
Yes, it is.
It's very good, especially in conjunction with Painnius, which you will be taking damage to summon the level 4. Or to summon it. So, which means you get another one, which means that technically you get 2 free summons for the price of...
But in Raid Raptors, you always get free summons.
It's true. Yes,
As it is, it's another level 4 to go into. Its secondary effect isn't really, in my opinion, necessary for this deck, because, I mean, unless you're one of those assholes who run generic-ass staples and instead of running Raid Raptors, you know.
But if they didn't put that there, then people would use it in other generic rank 4 decks, because...
Yeah, okay, I see how that would work.
And they don't want people doing that, thankfully. But this is a good card, especially with them, because it's very easy for Raid Raptors to get 3 level 4s out, and with these 2 extra cards, you can get an entire field for very little, and you can go Force Strix and Rise Falcon, even if most people don't go Rise Falcon because they're stupid, but that's just me. Believing in them, attack with a Rise Falcon, activate rank up magic. I don't know what people are... Never mind.
Unbiased.
Unbiased opinions.
It looks pretty cool, though.
He looks okay. He looks like he's trying to be a lady and he's trying to put his like legs together really tight.
Okay.
Like, oh my
Look at
god,
this.
Jessica!
Oh my god!
Okay, let's move on before this gets any weirder.
Alright, I'll do it. Blackwing Death, the Morning Wind.
That's not going to be censored.
That's not going to be censored at all. Okay, it is a fucking Blackwing. A Darkwing Beast Tuner, effect, level 4, 1000, 1000. You can only use the effect of Blackwing, the first effect of Blackwing Death, the Morning Winds, once per turn. This card is normal, special. You can target 1 Blackwing monster you control to activate one of the following effects. Increase that target's level by 1 or decrease it by 1. During the end phase, if this card's in your graveyard and was sent there during this turn, you take 1000 points of damage. I don't like this card. I don't like it because it's wrong.
Unbiased?
See,
Unbiased!
Unbiased opinions aside, I don't think it's a good card for Blackwings. I don't think I mean, it's okay, but it's a level 4 tuner. I guess I saw this coming for a while, that they'd be getting one. But I don't understand its 1,000 point cost for its effect that is on a lot of cards. I mean, wind-up cards, on Constellar cards, on Evil Swarm cards. I'm not sure why it has such a hefty cost. I mean, it's not a cost, it's a... I mean, you're obviously going to synchro summon with this thing. That's the entire point, so it will be in the graveyard during the end phase. So you will be taking 1,000 points of damage, and that doesn't even say once a duel or anything. You're going to take 1,000 points of damage every single time you use this thing. I mean, if you use it like once a turn, like over the course of 3 turns, you're taking 3,000 points of damage. So this, I don't know, this one just doesn't seem that great. I think Blackwings are okay in terms of their levels. I don't know, what do you think?
They don't need more main deck monsters. Make some extra deck ones.
If you have Blackwing Dragon on the field, you wouldn't take damage.
Cool.
Oh, maybe that's why!
It's a level 4, you could sink into Blackwing Dragon and then not take damage. I'm just saying.
Blackwing Dragon is 100% useless in this deck, and they will not do what they did with RDA and make a better one.
Maybe they will. Maybe this is the stepping stone.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, we're getting on to some cool things. Clearly cool things.
Yay.
Fucking Amorphages? Is that what they are?
Amorphages.
It's not Amorphages.
It's
like
A-M-O-P-H.
It's like you're saying morph.
That's morph, like, so that's Amorphages.
Like metamorphosis.
Their name's not going to stay anyway. Let's just go on.
Amorphage Gaster. He is an Earth Dragon Pendulum effect. He has a scale of 5, a level of 2, 0 attack, and 1,850 defense points. His pendulum effect is, during each of your standby phases, destroy this card unless you tribute 1 monster. While you control an Amorphage monster, neither player can activate monster effects except Amorphage monster's effects. Monster effect is, this card was pendulum summoned or flipped face up. Neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except Amorphage monsters. Good or not?
It's a skill drain on a monster.
They got enough of those. Honestly, they all just sound like repeats of everything to me. So.
The next ones are the spell and trap ones, right?
Yes.
The next 2 are exactly the same thing as the first one, so I'm not even going to read them. They are literally the exact same thing. I'll say their names, but this one is for spells, and it's Morphage Lux. He is a scale 5 as well. He's a level 2 as well. He has 350 attack, 0 defense. And instead of monster effects neither player can activate monster effects, neither player can activate spell effects.
He's a spell canceller on a monster.
Yep. And a Morphage Pleast. Interesting, Earth Dragon Pendulum effect. He has a scale of 3 and a level of 4. He has 1,950 defense points and 0 attack points. And he is the one that negates trap, or no one can activate trap cards except for Amorphage trap cards.
He's a Jinzo on a monster. Wait.
Jinzo is a monster.
Wait a minute.
You should have said Royal Decree. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's those things. No one fucking gives a shit about those.
Well,
okay,
unbiased opinion.
I don't give a shit about those. I apologize. You can hate on us all you'd like. Okay, Fortissimo?
Fortissimo. God, go to choir.
Thanks. I don't
Take a
like
music
choir.
class.
I don't like music. Alright, spell continuous. Once per turn, you target 1 melodious monster. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. Why? You control it. Gains 800 attack until your next standby phase. You can send this face-up card to the graveyard. Fusion summon 1 melodious fusion monster from your extra deck by using monsters you control as fusion material. It's a good card.
It gives Melodius some attack, and it's another poly, which they desperately needed.
I think it would have been better as a field
fusion card. I once again fail to see the purpose of targeting Melodious monsters when Aria doesn't let you target them. I need to errata Aria so all these cards work.
Yeah, that'll happen.
You're not targeting anything if you can't target your own monsters. It's a good card. I see flaws in all Melodious cards that say target one Melodious monster. And the last, Amorphage Lysis. It's a trap card. You only activate the effect of it once per turn. All monsters except Amorphage monsters lose 100 attack and defense for each Amorphage card on the field. If cards in your Pendulum Zone is destroyed, you can place one Amorphage monster from your Pendulum deck, or from Pendulum monster from your deck to your Pendulum Zone. This is a very strong card.
It's their trap, and it's strong.
It's kind of dumb, but it's very strong card. It's good. It'll see a lot of play.
This is basically their answer to decks that have high attack monsters that don't need effects.
It's also their answer to Wavering Eyes. Does Wavering Eyes destroy?
Yes.
Alright, the last card in the entire thing so far, anyway, I'm not sure if there's anything left, is Graceful Tears, a normal trap. Add one card from your hand to your opponent's hand. Then you gain 2,000 life points.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Archbane?
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
You guess what?
I guess. It's a card. How do you explain? This is literally made for the decks that are just like, here, we're not going to actually play the game, we're just going to troll people.
I mean, it's
oh, we do have all the cards.
Yay card. Do we have them all?
Victories. Yeah, this is everything.
Okay. Alright, so that's all the leaks out of this recent leak pool. I'm not going through all of them, but
It's our first one, shut up.
it is, it's true, it's our first one.
If you have opinions, leave them in the comments below. We won't look at them, because they're probably dumb anyway. Oh wait, unbiased opinion. They're probably okay, I guess.
I will like to read them.
Cut.
No, seriously, you can put them in the description. You can yell at us if you want. Our opinions are very biased, and we try to go into it without, but I have problems. I have problems with decks that limit the playability that the other player has. It just doesn't seem right.
I mean, I'm okay with a control deck every now and again, but this one's just fucking ridiculous.
This isn't control.
And if you play it, I'm telling you, you should feel bad.
About your life.
That's my unbiased opinion.
Unbiased opinion.
Leave your bad opinions below. I get up to them.
Well, rude.